Incipient, right? So we're incipient. We got some light smoke. No real convected currents yet. We don't see anything coming out of the front. Okay, we talked about bi-directional flow, right? So right now, this fire's pulling in air, fresh air from the bottom and exhausting out the top. Okay, we don't have any other opening for it, so it has to find its air from one source or the other. Okay, we're starting to get some convected heat because I can see the heat signature coming out the top. Now we're starting to get a little bit of smoke. Okay, so are we still in incipient or have we gotten to growth yet? Yeah, we're getting into growth. We're starting to get a little bit of extra heat, extra smoke. Okay, we're starting to get some movement. Looks pretty good so far. All right, so now we got some black smoke. So pyrolysis is starting to occur. So we're starting to get some of that nice thick black smoke starting to build a little bit. So at this point, this uses up all the oxygen and we start vent limiting it. Okay, then we can set up for backdraft, right? Because we go into vent limited, reduce the oxygen levels. Notice the smoke change because we got incomplete combustion. All right, we reduced our fire a lot, right? We took it back. So that's what happened when it gets vent limited. Fire dies down, we lose some oxygen, we kind of go back into that low lull. We get oxygen, we open it back up. All right, so now we're going to get that intensity back. We haven't lost any heat, we just lost the oxygen, right? All right, so we're going to start moving this fire. We're going to reduce this a little. All right, so now we still got a little bit of exhaust here, but now you start to see the exhaust change. Where's the exhaust going? It's going the other side, right? So what's that going to do to the fire? That's going to move it, correct? Notice our smoke, incomplete combustion, right? Now, we come up, we open the door. Now look at my fire transfer moving over. Now we get reignition. All right, so we're going to cut this way down. See if we can get this to exhaust out the other side. Now you see we got bidirectional flow again. See how the smoke's at the top half, intake's at the bottom. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay, remember we talked about on your size up, being able to figure that out? Can you guys see if that fire's coming through the hole starting to? That's right
really,
there.
Not really, no.
It was. It
had some rollover.
Now it's fine.
Okay.
It's starting to. There we go. You're getting all over to the other side.
So a little more intake, okay? Allowed a little more oxygen in. Now we pretty much have that window over there. It was almost all exhaust. This intake's still bi-directional. Notice see the flickers? Get that little pops of fire. Good enough heat. Yeah, we got plenty of heat.
Yeah, it's rolling. It's
All right, you can see how much vent limited plays with the fire, right? So anytime we open a door, break a window, it's going to have something to do, some effect on the fire. Yeah, now look at our pressurization of the smoke. We have higher heat, we got much more pressure, correct? All right, come on, crawl over there. It's getting black in there. There's pyrolysis going on over there pretty good. All right, notice our convected heat. We got plenty. All right, now we've got it going through, okay? So it's through and moving. All right, so now we're gonna start moving this up here. Notice the smoke level.
Okay.
Okay, so watch what happens when we open this lid here. All right, so we're starting to get transfer up. So now I'm going to close this down. A little bit of air. All right, so see how flow path works?
Yeah.
Look at the change in the smoke. Now I've got enough heat built. Now look, see how we're puffing? That's pre-signs of backdraft, right? It's sucking and puffing because it can't get enough air. A little more air.
Oh wow. Oh man.
All right, is smoke fuel?
Yes.
Okay, because what was burning? Smoke, right? Nothing else but the smoke. Oh, we got good. I wonder if we can get it to backdraft. See what happened when I cut the air off?
It is kind of dim. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see how it's sucking back in?
Yes.
And it's got that little bit of puff to it. We're gonna let it sit there a minute, see what happens. I'm going to get my hair cut today. I might not need it after this. Just saying.
We're thinking new eyebrows.
Oh man, that
Don't
is
you?
cool.
Hey Shelly, what you say,
That
Shelly?
is cool.
All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I don't know if we got enough or not, but it's not really. There it is. There was backdraft. It didn't take much to get it there, did it?
Are y'all cool? Patient zero.
Okay. Fire's died down, right?
Oh my.
Yeah, it's already starting.
We'll help it.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
It's scary. So you can think about like small scale, compared to like big scale. The lower
Well,
one?
almost fuel in here.
No, he did it. He did it. He just let it be. And there's only just one.
Yeah, and it did it on its own. That's how you know that shit was. And that, I think it just took all that.
All right, so this will help get us started, but we talked about the difference in smoke. Difference in smoke, right? We're gonna throw this in there.
He just says, I mean, black smoke.
All right. So we got a little bit of changeover in smoke. Not a whole lot. Yep.
You gotta just stay
And it was ripping earlier.
All right, so we got the good. We haven't got the good flash yet. We got the good little backdraft. That actually went pretty well because I only opened that just a crack and it went right away. All right, see how fast our heat builds back up now? I got black smoke again.
Man.
You go from smoldering
And that thing
just
is
flash
ripping.
in 2 seconds. That's crazy.
All right, pressurized smoke again, right? All right. So we're gonna go ahead and climb up and go do the roof vent, and then we'll bring it back down a couple of times. Weather's perfect today. Like it. All right, so we come in and we're gonna vent the roof. Cut our hole in the roof. Okay, and then we've got to knock our ceiling out below. So we're gonna knock our ceiling out below. Where's our vent go? Now, high pressure, right? Little flash over, right? All right. So, smoke is fuel, right? This just needs an ignition source. Why is it not staying lit?
Not enough heat. Burning away.
Not enough heat or
Not enough fuel.
not right mix, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe we don't have enough pressure up there is what I believe we don't have enough.
Yep. It's a lot more heat, a lot more pressure.
High velocity.
So when you cut that vent hole, you got to be ready for it to come out and ignite. Okay? So we're going to shut our vent hole back off. Bring everything back down here. Notice the pressure of the smoke or the fire now.
Yeah.
We'll get it good and hot up in this room and then we'll vent it one more time. I want to see a lot of pressure here. So when we talk about positioning yourself right for ventilation, that's what we mean, because we're going to end up with high heat up there and it's just going to be ready for catching ignition source, and that can be from anywhere. So that can be from below. You open something up down here. It's sucking pretty hard up here because it doesn't have enough air from down here. We open that up. That just that little extra influx of air ignites that, and then at some point we get ignition up here. Now hear the pressure. So we've increased our heat a lot, we've increased the pressure a lot. That's coming out pretty good. Hear it kind of chugging a little bit. It's still trying to pull air. All right, let's see now. We've got enough heat. See the influx, exhaust starts to strengthen. Got more oxygen going in. So now we're kind of almost in smoke explosion status now, because now we need that ignition source, right? We've got enough heat, we've got enough smoke. Now we've got our fire back. right, see how vent limited works? I mean, you saw a couple different times there where we've reduced the fire back down by going vent limited, and it doesn't take a lot to get it going back. That time I didn't have to relight. There was enough heat, it just had to kind of get in the right mixture, then reignites. All right, we're gonna try to get us a decent pop here. Lost my velocity in my smoke a little bit. See if we can get that to pull back up there, because we changed the flow path again, right? Here comes our good rich smoke, so that's what I want to see out of the second floor. Right, now we're starting to see that build of heat, pressurization, and ignition. Okay, so notice where the fire's at. Where it's down here, there's no fire. It has to get up in that air where it's mixed with oxygen correctly. So we talk about the fire really being above the fuel. You can see that right there. My forehead's getting a little toasty. Good riff in. Did you get wet? A little smoky. You guys on that end might want to move down on this end a little bit.
I do pretty great down here.
Yeah, down on the bottom's pretty good.
Everybody squats down.
Yeah, underneath the smoke. Notice the draw in. Okay. What? No. I mean, I might have saved it from it's getting totally away right there. Try to get the flash one more time. We're losing our structural integrity. Alright. Now bi-directional flow again, right? Give me one more. Oh, we lost our fire. See if it relit. Oh, it relit. Okay. All right, so we're gonna overvent it this time because we've about lost our integrity to be able to keep going. So we're gonna overvent. All right, so over ventilation, we open all the windows, we open everything up. What do we get?
Big fire.
Big fire.
Forgot one.
There's some pressure. Okay, so we overvented. We were able to restrict it again, but you can see how much velocity it has now out the roof. It's pretty hot where I'm standing.
It's pretty hot right here. Pretty toasty. I'm pretty great.
All right, we might get one more flash here. I think I got enough heat. We might have enough integrity to get one more. One more pop. That's good velocity up here. There we go. I told you, bro.
Morris free haircut salon.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Burned a
glass.
hole through.
Yeah.
That's when we get this put out, we'll open up the top left.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
We're gonna do some horizontal ventilation.
Local midget firefighter.
Yeah, return us in pyrolysis.
What?
That's weird, dude. It helped pretty well. I felt that. Now we know what would happen if Chain's house ever catches on fire. To scale.
Yeah, he's like the same height as him.
That's what's funny. That's what's funny.
Santiago's the only guy in the Western Hemisphere that
Burn the doghouse.
Does anybody know where that silver tool that I had? I had a silver tool out here last week. It was just a flat, like had a hook and had a.
Right.
Okay.
Right, it's your
So,
literally, it's still not finished. I know. I can go down there and stuff and it's like.
I don't know why it's taking so long. Last year.
No, literally.
Miss Moore said he was gonna go get a haircut. He didn't. He was like, he don't got no.
Get attacked. Get attacked.
Shelly,
I'm not shredded.
are you popping what you ordered?
No, she said he didn't have no hair.
He's about to not have more hair.
I've got it down to where I can do it in about 6 hours. Once I have my tables, when I was cutting my hands forever.
Is it out of my thing now?
Yeah, you're here.
I know I'm gonna be alone.
Shove it back in there. All right, we're going to remove the front. Talk a little bit about.
I work at Texas that day.
Okay, so. One of the better ones out of the last couple.
I'd be hitting it like that. I'm gonna want it.
No, I'm good.
You're trying to kick my arm?
Do you want to fight?
I mean, you're the one that keeps kicking my arm.
Abuse.
I have yet to do. You're the one moving.
All I did was this.
I feel tension in the air. My foot.
Brody, I think my truck's a full.
Brother.
So mean.
All right, so now we can see. Okay, we had one room that we didn't have any openings to. So good training bit, not just only for us, but public-wise. Why do we? Yeah, shut your bedroom doors at night. Why? Okay, that room's untouched. Okay, I mean, and for the amount of fire we had on this one, it's pretty good. It bled through just a little bit where it got through the floor finally, but for the most part, it doesn't have any smoke damage. Okay, not really any char. So you can kind of see how when we're doing vent enter search and we shut the door, how much we control the flow, right? Because it never made it here, and it could have because we started the fire underneath it. It could have burnt through, but when we started changing the flow path and directing the fire away from this room, okay, we took all that heat and all that possibility of burn through away. It's hot, the floor's hot, but by directing that, so when we do vent enter search, or we're doing ventilation and we have trapped victims, we've got to think about where we're going to vent in accordance to where this is going to go. Okay, what if this vent hole in the roof would have been more towards the center? Okay, would that have pulled it this way? Some, but we protected that. So we created the flow path we wanted, and we got what we wanted. Okay, the other thing I want you guys to look at is okay, so this is the roof part where our vent was, and if you notice, around the vent hole is pretty well charred, but you notice we don't have a lot of spread. We got some damage, but it's not burnt through. Okay, so remember we talked about high pressure to low pressure, high temperature to low temperature, right? Okay, so it is pulling all that out of there. It's not allowing that to spread in the attic. And notice we got minimal damage in the attic space, and for the amount of fire that was going through there, that was a lot. Okay, and then also to that is, where was the bulk of the fire? It was above, right? It was above the exit opening. So that space in the attic space, because we vented correctly, didn't become involved. Okay? Now, if we don't have a large enough vent opening and it traps more gases in there, then our chances of volatility in the attic and ignition in the attic is possible. So the correct size vent hole, okay, is important. We talked about 4 foot by 4 foot, right? There's a reason for that. That's kind of the optimum size to make sure we get everything vented out properly. Okay? All right, so we've got heavy burn through on the ignition, from the ignition room over. We completely burnt the floor out of the second floor there. All right, what questions do you have? Any thoughts? How does this marry up to what we've been talking about? Okay? Does this give you a visual now of what we talked about with fire behavior and the things that can occur?
Yeah.
Okay? Smoke explosion was good. That's the first time I've ever got it to do that actually well. That one was pretty good. That's pretty hard to get to do correctly because a lot of times you've got enough, you either don't have enough fire for ignition or you got too much and it just kind of flashes, and instead of that was actually a good pop. Okay? So this is kind of to simulate kind of the conditions of what you see. The other thing is smoke conditions. Okay, so you saw the smoke change from light gray in incipient stage. We got into that growth stage. We started turning a little bit to the gray side. Then we went black, and then you notice the brown mixed in with the black afterwards. Okay, that brown is starting to get the construction materials involved a little bit more. We see that brown color. Okay. What do you think about the velocity? Did that surprise anybody?
Yeah.
At the speed at which it came out? Yeah. Okay, so that tells you the fire's ability to create pressure. Okay, and when we talk pressure, again, we're talking about high pressure to low pressure areas. It's going to move. Okay, whatever you do to influence to move will do that. Okay, so why, when we overventilated, besides air, what's the other thing that we create that causes that to move a lot? Who said that?
Low pressure?
Low pressure areas. Did we create low pressure areas? We absolutely did, because every time we opened, we decreased the internal pressure and then reduced the pressure on the outside was low, so it just came out. Okay, and then once it comes out, it finds the oxygen and away it goes. So pressure changes affected by everything we do. Door control on fire attack. Okay, are we going to open the door and leave it open, chalk it open, or are we going to close it behind us? Okay, how much difference is that going to make? Depending on the fire, you may want it open, you may want it closed. Okay, so this does a real good job at showing flow path and movement of the fire. Okay, and we have to think about these every time we go on a structure. You know, if you're in a single-story home, it only has one floor to move on, but it's going to find the path of least resistance. It's going to go high pressure to low pressure, wherever it can go. Okay, so single-story ranch home. We know we've got living room when you walk in the door, kitchen in the back, bedrooms to one side, garage to the other, right? Okay, so garage door usually closed, right? Okay, so where's our low pressure area? Hallway going to the bedrooms, right? So where's it naturally going to head? It's going to head that direction. Okay, so again, more reinforcement for doors to be closed. Okay, so we can kind of size up this stuff by looking at layouts, by looking at ventilation, by looking at windows open. Summertime, can our fires be over ventilated from the start?
Yeah.
100%. Okay, wintertime, we've got the advantage of being vent limited. Okay, which makes it a little harder for us because we've got to be careful of over ventilating, okay, or changing the flow path. In the summertime, the flow path may already be determined. Because if the windows are open upstairs and you got an open stairwell, that fire's headed upstairs regardless. That's where it's going to go. That's where the heat and smoke are going to go. Okay, so we have to look at the time of year it is, time of day, and when we're doing our 360 or when we're kind of doing our size up, we need to be looking at windows and where the smoke's coming from, where it's doing intake and exhaust, right? Okay, because that does make a difference. That'll help us find the fire. Okay, intake is always closest to the fire, correct? Intake or exhaust? Are you sure? Fire goes from high pressure to low pressure, right? If that fire is by a window, where's it going? That's their exhaust, right? So our exhaust typically is closest to the fire. Intake can be farther away. Okay? So as we do our 360 and we see fire blowing out a window, we know that that's the exhaust part. Where's the intake? Where's it drawing its air from? Okay? If it's bidirectional like we saw early, okay, where we're sucking in from the bottom and venting from the top, okay, that means it's both the intake and the exhaust, so there's only one thing open. Okay, or the other thing open is far enough away that it's not affecting the fire. Upstairs window, example. Okay, so those are things we have to consider when we look at what's going on with the fire. Okay, so as you guys move forward, and all of you guys are kind of at the same spot, fire behavior burns coming up, live fire, got to consider what's going on with the fire. And in our containers, it's pretty well controlled. There's only very limited spaces it can vent. And limited fire travel. Okay, so it's a little bit different than getting in a house. All right. So, if you guys want to come up and take a closer look, let's quit smoking finally.